A very warm welcome to this weekend special of Money9's Companynama, where we are ready to give you a quick weekly roundup of major corporate and startup world updates, all at one go. I'm Shrestha Tiwari, starting off with the corporate world first. AirAsia Aviation Group Limited sold its remaining stake in AirAsia Private Limited to Tata Group-led Air India for about $19 million, according to a regulatory filing. Till recent times, Tata Sons held an 83.67% stake in AirAsia India, and the remaining stake was with AirAsia Investment Limited. With this, Tata's Air India now owns a 100% stake in AirAsia India. The agreement comes as AirAsia makes its strongest ever comeback to the skies following the pandemic, which allowed the airline to review its strategic goals and narrow its focus on ASEAN and consolidate its aviation business under one umbrella. Personal care products major Proctor Gamble India announced a 200 crore rupees PNG Technovate fund on November 1st to solve business challenges. The fund is a part of PNG India's We Grow initiative that focuses on identifying and collaborating with startups, small businesses, individuals and large organizations offering innovative industry-leading business solutions. The firm has also committed to spend more than 1,300 crore rupees in business solutions through its We Grow platform. On October 31st, Adani Power said that the timeline for completion of the 7,017 crore rupees deal to acquire thermal power assets of DB Power Limited has been extended by 1 month until November 30th, 2022. Earlier in August this year, Adani Power had informed the bosses that it has agreed to acquire DB Power Limited. The initial term of the Memorandum of Understanding was till October 31st, 2022 and had stated that it may be extended by mutual agreement. Richest Asian Gautam Adani's group will invest over 150 billion US dollars across businesses ranging from green energy to data centers to airports and healthcare as it chases the dream to join the elite global club of companies with 1 trillion valuation of US dollars. The group plans to invest 50 to 70 billion dollars in green hydrogen business and another 23 billion dollars in green energy over the next 5 to 10 years. It will also invest $7 billion in electricity transmission, $12 billion in transport utility, along with $5 billion in the road sector. In further news, speaking at the inauguration of Invest Karnataka 2022, global investors meet on November 2nd. Gautam Adani's son and CEO of Adani Ports and SEZ Limited, CEO Karan Gautam Adani announced that the group will invest almost 1 lakh crore rupees over the next 7 years in Karnataka as it seeks to expand its footprint in multiple sectors. In an emergency bid to secure stable liquefied natural gas supply, state-run Gas Authority of India has signed an agreement with the Abu Dhabi national oil company ADNOC to expedite talks on short and long-term sales agreements. The pact was signed in the presence of Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri and came after India reached out to the UAE with an eye on exploring collaboration opportunities in LNG supply, decarbonization and future sales. As per the Economic Times report, Aditya Birla Group is set to launch separate business venture for branded jewelleries to take on Tata Group's Tanishq. The venture will reportedly involve AB Group setting up a large format exclusive jewellery retail stores, launching in-house jewellery brands across daily wear and also premium price points and a tie-up with mid-sized jewellers. The group has allocated a huge investment of about 4,500 to 5,000 crore rupees for the venture and is in the process of finalizing a leadership team for the business. Jindal Saw, promoted by Prithviraj Jindal, emerged as the highest bidder, offering about 530 crore rupees for Satvahana Ispat undergoing corporate insolvency. Billionaire Anil Agarwal promoted Vedanta Limited was also in the fray to acquire the stock exchange listed steel maker. In a statement to the exchange on Monday, the company said that the lenders have issued a letter of intent to Jindal Saw as a successful resolution applicant. The stock notice does not disclose the offer made by Jindal Saw to acquire the steel company. Over to our hot segment on corporates that are surrounded with controversies. Let's find out which were those companies that were on the radar this week. Suitors have raised concerns over the bidding process, including the introduction of a challenge mechanism as the resolution process of debt-ridden Reliance Capital Limited enters the final stage. According to sources, the decision of the Committee of Creditors to introduce a new clause challenge mechanism which gives lenders the power to oppose any resolution plan as and when they want. Now, sources say that the bidders have raised concerns about the introduction of this new clause at this late stage of bidding process, adding that there was no mention of this mechanism in the request for resolution plan document. SEBI on October 31st barred businessman Mehul Choksi from the securities market for 10 years and also imposed a fine of 5 crore rupees on him for indulging in fraudulent trading in the shares of Gitanjali Gems Limited. He has been directed to pay the penalty within 45 days as per the SEBI order, and SEBI conducted an investigation into trading activities of certain entities in the shares of Gitanjali Gems for the period between July 18, 2011 to January 25, 2012. Choksi, who was the chairman and MD and part of the promoter group of Gitanjali Gems, is the maternal uncle of Nirav Modi, both of whom are facing charges of defrauding state-owned Punjab National Bank of more than 14,000 crore rupees. India has begun an inquiry into MG Motor India Private Limited over alleged financial irregularities, according to people with knowledge of the matter, deepening a scrutiny of Chinese firms operating in the country. The probe against the local unit of the Chinese car maker has been initiated by India's Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Reportedly, the scrutiny started after a detailed analysis of the company's financial statements indicated suspicious related party transactions, alleged tax evasion, under and over invoicing of bills and other irregularities. The company's top management, including directors, managing director and auditors, have been summoned next month by the ministry seeking more clarification. Well, those were all the big corporate world updates this week. Let's find out what took place in the startup world. According to sources, Bengaluru headquartered Byju's is looking to raise $800 million to $1 billion in the initial public offering of Akash at a valuation of over $3.5 billion. The EdTech unicorn has also initiated discussions to raise $250 to $300 million from private equity group TPG to capitalize the business further, which is said to be a part of a $400 to $500 million round that the company is looking to raise through convertible instruments. Meanwhile, following last week's controversy, Byju has come out with a clarification that it has no plans to exit Kerala and is setting up 3 centers in the state and is also hiring around 600 people more. Winter is almost here and startups are already starting to feel its arrival. According to the annual insights report by Razorpay, many startups are facing the chills of a funding winter and most of them are cutting back on hiring. The hiring of new permanent employees in Razorpay has dipped by 61% as compared to October 2021. The dip in hiring is seen across seniority, with CXO hiring dropping by 93% during this period. Vice President and Head of Razorpay Shashank Mehta has reportedly quoted data from Razorpay payroll indicating that startups have been optimizing their workforce by building leaner yet stronger teams, keeping in mind the macro forces. Online gaming unicorn Games 24/7 is launching a 400 crore rupees investment fund called Games 24/7 Ventures to explore early stage targets in the interactive entertainment space. The fund will focus on investing in startups that have synergies with the company's core business areas. Games 24/7, which operates platforms including My11 Circle and Rummy Circle, raised $75 million earlier this year at a valuation of $2.5 billion. With that, it's a wrap on this week's Companynama, but we will be back with another round of corporate and startup world updates next week. But before that, get your checklist on your tax filing ready, and if you are finding it difficult, get all the tips and tricks on tax on our weekend special of Taxing Times, also available in Hindi as Bura Na Mano Tax Hai. To catch all this and more exclusive personal finance content, download the Money9 app, available on your Google Play Store and App Store. And yes, keep watching Money9.